Hello everyone. I'm back in my old studio space, but I have updated everything to make it look more presentable and more festive for the holidays. Today's video is going to be different from most. On episode 42 of BPerryFilms Podcast, I'll be doing something different from the norm. This will be a review on Taylor Swift's performance. And for those of you who don't know who Taylor Swift is, she's an artist, singer, songwriter, musician. She can do a lot of things, and she's really talented. So I'll be sharing the stage with one of my close friends and clients, Emmanuella Umberto. She went to Dean with me and she studied criminal justice. And she currently works in public housing to help people apply for low income housing. And she's looking to start a YouTube channel, which I was telling her that she should start. And we were just chatting about documenting her journey of like finding her well-being and finding herself through video and documenting her journey. So I thought it was exciting for us to go see Taylor Swift for the first time and see how incredible that she really is. And from this experience, we want to give you like a little sneak peek as to what goes on in the film slash the tour, but not give out too many details where it won't be exciting for you. So this is just going to be an overview. Like I said, we're going to be judging her as an artist, not too much on her personal life, but we will bring a lot of discussion to the table, and I hope you all enjoy it. So, Emmanuella, you can introduce yourself.
Hi guys. I'm so happy to be here and to go on this journey with Bobby and also just to review everything that we watch and letting you guys how we felt and just giving you an outside perspective. So my name is Emmanuella and I'm happy to be here.
Great. So we'll start. We're going to start with Taylor Swift. Who is she and how did she get started? I know that you're a big fan of hers, so I'm like, let her take over to give like a little snapshot as to who she is.
So for me, from what I've known about Taylor Swift, she started off as a country artist. And then throughout the years, she ventured out into different genres. She wanted to experiment more and stuff. The most that I knew about her when I started off with her was like definitely in her country era. What do you know about her from?
Me personally, I know Taylor Swift as that country artist that would talk about her relationships, whether it was happy, sad. She was always very transparent. And I know a lot of people used to judge her because of it, but I'm just like, she's just living life. It's no different from an R&B artist. They talk about love, they talk about sex, they talk about abuse and all that type of things. And Taylor Swift, I think of a lemon turning it into lemonade. You know, like there could be happy moments in your life, and then there could be life-changing moments. And sometimes you have to walk away from certain moments. But for her, instead of her feeling overwhelmed and oppressed about it, she writes it through song, which is her therapy and her muse of medium of choice. Like for us, it could be writing. Like I like to write either newsletters, blog posts, or write in a journal. And it took me until I created this podcast that I need to start focusing on my well-being and what I like to create and not focus on what other people want me to create, you know?
Yeah. No,
So
she definitely did that with even her songs, it was never always about relationships. She did talk a lot about how she grew up, she wrote about other people, like one of her songs when she was like in her country artist, era was about Abigail, which was one of her friends who was going through a breakup, and she was just there. Like, if you listen to the song, she was motivating her, and she was like going through the experience that her friend was going. And then in her pop era, a little bit, she did a lot of songs that was very empowering, all about her friends. She took a break from relationship, and she was just having fun and doing stuff. So definitely different eras or different time points in her life. She talked about it. And that's what music is all about. Like what you're experiencing, what you're going through. And she's definitely one of those artists that embodies that through her songs and her life.
And she's very relatable too. I know a lot of people say that about her, but
Mhm.
it's the fact that she's able to connect with us, even though that we may have not experienced it the same way that she has. It's just
Mhm.
that moment of, okay, wow, this really clicks in my head. Maybe I should look at this through a different lens. And she has experienced something similar to me. Maybe she's going through it through a different lens as well. Let's connect both ways and see if we can communicate and say, like, hey, how are you doing today? I'm feeling fine.
Mhm.
You don't look fine. Yeah. Oh, you noticed that. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, something's going on. It's something personal. Do you want to talk about it? Maybe no. Maybe yes. Giving people that option. And
Mhm.
like I said, when it comes to performing arts, when it comes to finding your medium of choice of how you're going to create your content, you have to be open to criticism. You have to be open to being able to say, no, I don't like this. I don't like my own work. Maybe I can improve
Mhm.
on this. I can improve on that. And that's the journey that I went through when I was watching this tour. I'm like, this is almost a 4 hour performance, and she had to cut it
Mhm.
down maybe under 3 hours,
Mhm.
and had to think, what are the most important, captivating pieces that is going to keep people sitting in their seats for that long because there's no intermission. Sorry, people. Spoiler. There's no
No
intermission.
intermission.
Let me go use that bathroom real quick because I want to see the whole thing. We seen her
Yeah.
come from like having her hair straight into it turning curly towards the
Yeah.
end.
Yo, she definitely like hung in there and she sang all of it. And like you did the smart thing and you went to the bathroom in the beginning. I thought there was gonna be something. I had to like skip one song just to go because I'm like, girl, I can't hold it in. Like that's what I need. But it was definitely because when we were in the theaters and stuff around the corner of our eyes, we saw like some young girls and stuff were standing and singing to her songs and just vibing out.
Mm,
And that's something you would definitely experience throughout this movie or like, her tour, because definitely you will remember some songs like her country era times. Those were the songs that I knew the most, and I was singing along to it. I'm like, I remember this song when she did it. Like the videos keep on flashing back, and I was like, oh my god, this is what I grew up with. This is the Taylor that I started to know and love, and you're definitely gonna see her like go through all of those genres, and it's definitely the name fits all the songs that she was doing in the
mm-hmm.
transition. It was definitely an era. We're going through the era of Taylor.
Definitely. And I would like to talk about what she has to offer. I think
Mhm.
that she gets everyone to get up on their feet and really experience life. Like she has a lot of fans, believe it or not. Um, it's like some people are timid to say that they are fans or like her music. Sometimes you listen
Mhm.
to songs on the radio or at Target, Star Market, Stop and Shop, they're playing her music and you don't even know it's really her.
Mhm.
That's how diverse that her sound is. And being able to have an artist that composes their own work from scratch and able to like cross out a line, write something else, cross out a line, work on something else, and just digest music. I think she shared with us that she created, what was it, like 3 or 5 albums over the pandemic?
Mhm.
I was like, that is incredible. And people say that people don't buy albums. I'm like, they're definitely buying Taylor Swift's album because she has like
Yes.
700 million albums sold. It's like a
Mhm.
really high number.
She definitely is one of those artists that are up there that has a very dedicated fan base. And those are the type of fans that like will wait for her and know that she's either going through it or she will come out with an amazing project. That's one thing like she even talked about in the video, just a little preview. She was like, especially throughout the pandemic, I brought a lot of albums. And normally whenever I bring an album, my tours
Named
theme
after.
would be name out of the album and stuff. And people were asking her, so what are you gonna do? You have 5 albums, and it was the pandemic, nothing was happening. So are you just gonna like go through the every single thing? And she was like, yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give the fans what they want, and we're gonna go through all what is it, eras of the music that I've been through, and I'm gonna do that. And she did.
44 songs. Dancing in heels, costumes. We're about to talk about those costumes.
Oh my
Let me tell you,
God.
I think she had about 10 costume changes. I tried to count. There might be 13, but I
Hmm.
say that there were at least 10 costume changes between dresses, leotards,
Bodysuits.
bodysuits, skirts, different variations of shoes like jazz
Mhm.
shoes, heels. And Emmanuella was like, "How does she change so fast?" And I'm like, layering,
It is.
layering,
Layering, it
layering,
is.
and quick changing.
Like it was so funny because in high school I was into this dance class, and like the end of our grade it was like a dance recital and stuff, and like going through the costume changes and going, she did it so fast, and maybe like in the movie it made it look fast and stuff, but like the intermission that we did not get and stuff, and the costume change, like I'm like, girl, you're in a real tight bodysuit, and then 2 seconds later, you were in a nice flowy dress, or like, the costume change was definitely my favorite, and it
Mhm.
went through with the themes. You can see it in the detail of each like song she's doing or category of the albums that she's doing. Her costume matches it. Her background dancer matched the theme down to literally her mic. It match what the music is or the song and the theme is. And I love that.
Definitely. I always think about the lighting along with the costumes because you can wear a solid white dress or
Mhm.
shirt or something and have the lighting on it, and it can just change up the theme so
Mhm.
fast,
Mhm.
because how it gels so well. Like the costumes matched her skin tone and matched the errors and matched the themes. The dancers were just incredible. Let me tell you, like as a choreographer myself, I thought the concept was just amazing. Like you can tell that she put a lot of work. She probably spent like nearly a year trying to develop this concept and it really worked out. I'm not sure how long she had to work with the performers, the band, the singers, and the dance,
Mhm.
but it was great to see her give them a highlight and give them a chance. She's like, "Can you thank my dancers? Can you thank my singers, my background singers?"
Mhm.
And they were a
Mhm.
diverse group of people. You would think that they would all be white, but they were all different ethnic groups. And then the band, majority men, like I always thought, okay, she's always empowered women. Will it be a women's band? Kind of like how Beyonce started out with hers. But it was great seeing that there was like a drummer, a pianist, a person on the guitar. She's playing on the
Mhm.
piano. I was like, she plays on the piano? What?
Mhm. Like she's definitely one of those artists that can back up her music, and she's not just like writing it or singing it and stuff. She literally works on her craft, and she's a very talented musician. Like from guitar, she just doesn't play a guitar. She plays the guitar and she has fun with it. And then when she's in the piano, like she becomes one with it, and like every single note that she plays, it kind of comes to life and everything. And I love that. And all of her pianos basically match the theme, especially like for me, my favorite one was the Enchanted Forest and stuff. It was so magical. I'm like, I want to be there. Like, I want to live something like that. I want to live in an enchanted forest and like just feel all of that.
I love the one where she was at the table with the guy and she was pouring out this wine or water. It probably was water because you can't be drinking
She
things
can't drink.
before.
She
But
still got to sing.
but she knocked it down on the ground. I'm like, don't do that. You're gonna slip and fall.
Mhm.
Someone get over there with a mop. And then she was on
Mhm.
the table just like talking to the guy, like explaining how she felt and his choreography as well. it was like just a well-gelled dynamic.
Mhm.
Because sometimes when you're thinking as a choreographer or as a singer, you have to think, do these voices sound well together? But now you
Mhm.
have to think as when your movement without talking, how is the chemistry? And you can tell that they've been working together for a while and that they were both comfortable in that moment, you know?
Mhm.
Because sometimes when you're doing music videos, the girls could be like all over the guy and stuff like that, and they may not be comfortable touching on the guy, but
Mhm.
they're in that in that scene, and they're getting paid. They got to do whatever that they do to make that money, you know.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah. I think her dancers, they were all very diverse, like you've said, and it all meshed, but it also kept up with the times. Because, like, in one of her songs where it felt like, the slow dance
mhm.
section and stuff, it was both. It wasn't just like a boy and a girl and stuff. It was, I saw on the other side, there were like two men that were dancing, and it matches, and the way they were dressed, it wasn't like overly provocative or like, you have to be like be able to you can notice it and you're like, oh my god, this is beautiful, this is a work of art, and you don't have to like separate it to what people would think or people would judge it. You just would love it and be in the moment and be like, that's a couple. I can see a couple dance to it. I can see a couple do all of that. And she definitely had a good diverse of dancers who understood the assignment the way she did
Mhm.
and understood what the theme is going to be like and how to bring all those feelings to life in dancing. Like, she's
Yeah,
not a dancer, but she kept up with it. She did all of that, and she got people who can bring those movement back to life.
I think one piece that stood out the most to me was I don't think the song is called Like a Man, but it could be. Um,
Hmm.
and she was taking that masculine role of what a man could be, but it shows that women can be strong too, that they're not
Hmm.
just fragile people, and that they can just easily be walked over. But the way that she was
Hmm.
walking stage, conquering her way to the top like a cat, because people don't know, cats have a hierarchy. The one at the
Hmm.
top is the power cat. So, you know, and then
Yeah.
also when she was working with the stage because it could come up, it can come down, it can open. There were a lot of,
Hmm.
I think that is the biggest stage in history of performance stages, selling out, I think, 70,000 tickets. That's the most out of any artist. And also the
Hmm.
most sold out tour um, by any female artist at $750 million, and the tour is still going on. She's almost tied with Elton John's performance, the Farewell Tour, which ranked at um I think it was 950
50 million,
dollars and had over
200.
50 shows.
Hmm.
It was performed for 2 years. It's gonna be interesting seeing how everything has changed. There's artists like Lotto who express that this is gonna be Year of the Woman. And I can see that, you know. A lot of them are winning Grammys, a lot of them are winning Oscars, a lot of people are taking on leadership roles, a lot of people are getting front and center, you know. And it's interesting to see that women are really trying to take over the industry.
Hmm.
I say that they're trying to take over, but they're trying to be at equal level. So there won't be that stigma of you're a woman, you have to be paid underneath me. You're not gonna be
Hmm.
enough, you're not gonna be great. Now those questions aren't even brought up anymore. Everyone's like, we want to work with such and such. You know,
Hmm.
it's very welcoming nowadays. I like the fact that she had well trained dancers. And these are most dancers that wouldn't normally get typically picked back in the day when I first started. People had tattoos, some people were bigger, some people were short, you know, a diverse group. Like I said, they traditionally when I was performing, you had to be tall, you had to be thin, you couldn't have any writing on you. You had to have like
Hmm.
a certain hairstyle, you had to have like some type of personality or whatever. Like I said, everything is a lot different and I'm here for it.
Yeah, no, definitely. Her dancers were definitely diverse, and there were people who were there to have fun. They would enjoy dancing. they wanted to perform and show people what they can do and how amazing their profession is, and also how to tell a story, like not through the song, but also through dancing, bring all the lyrics to life. And like there are times it got you off your seat and you want to dance and you want to like just shake it off with one of her songs.
Mhm.
You gotta shake it off
We
and
were just
like
talking about that.
and just be in the moment and groove. I really love that. One thing we definitely should like bring out and let people know, you are gonna be in love with the visuals. I love the visuals, especially how the staging and stuff and how it made it look, I don't know, like it makes you feel like you want to be there in real life and see it and how it came out, but also like just seeing the production come out, I'm like, wow, how did they do that?
It's like, to give context as to what she's saying, it was like the stage and her were one, and the way that everybody was in sync with the stage.
Mhm.
Because you have to be, since the floor were LEDs as well, you had to be on cue. Like when they were holding the ball with the fire, when they go
Mhm.
down, the floor goes out. When they go up, the fire goes up, you
Mhm.
know? And when they had like the different sets on stage and the LED screen, how it was intertwining and how she was performing along with the screen. And even when she was diving in the pool, we thought she
Mhm.
was a woman, but she was probably changing into a costume. The
Yep,
lady
she was
popped
like
out from
just
the floor.
walking through it and pops up with something else. Like that one was so cool and it felt like lifelike, especially when she jumped and then you hear the
Yeah,
sound effect
flash.
of the wave and stuff, and you're like, is she in there? And then it looked like she was swimming through the stage and popping up on the other side. I love that. I'm like, I hope they show that. That was the one thing, like, I saw bits and clips of it. And I was like telling Bobby, I'm like, I want to see that. I really want to see that on the big screen because I hope they don't cut that off. But they didn't, and I loved it.
Yeah, I heard
And
that
then,
they cut off at least like 4 songs. Like I
mhm,
said, they had to consolidate the video so it wouldn't be too long. But my only suggestion is that they showed a little bit of the behind the scenes for
mhm,
like a process, or she can make a YouTube series and just talk about like her songwriting, picking out the right songs, picking out her dancers,
mhm.
developing the stage. That'd be it, Taylor. Listen to me. That series
Coming
coming
out.
soon.
It's
I
like, I
want to see
know
that
you got some
process.
videos. It's like, Taylor, I know you got some more videos. Like, we can do a whole behind the scene. We can like go back again, do another 3 hour, be like, this is what I did, this is how it started, and turn
Mhm.
it into like a documentary, like Taylor.
Yes, that can make some money right there.
Mhm.
Let's talk about the visuals and the artistry. Let's bring up the Kanye situation so we can compare to like who she was back then to who she is right now.
Okay. So well, back when she was like a country artist and stuff, and it was her first album, I think. And she was going up for album of the year. There was a lot of people in that category, and Beyonce was also one of them and everything, and she ended up winning. And when she was accepting her award, guess who popped up in the middle of her speech? Mr. Kanye himself. And
Hmm.
I think that was definitely a very monumental moment for her. And that's when people started looking and noticing her. Because after that, her songs went up, her charts went up. And I feel like it was definitely one of those moments. Like she could have done it without that Kanye drama moment, but I feel like that played a big part of what happened to her, because then after that Beyonce was like, I'm not in it. Like she won it fair and square. When Beyonce won in a different category, Beyonce did the most generous thing, was that gave Taylor her time to like thank everyone, thank the fan, because she didn't get it. And I think that was something that was very powerful. and it shows like woman supporting woman, but Beyonce also saying like it had nothing to do with it, and I'm sorry that you didn't get your moment to thank the people and enjoy your award like you should, because somebody else had to like put their 2 cents into it. But yeah.
Believe it or not, that's actually very common. Sometimes even Kanye did that to himself.
Mhm.
There was a moment where he was in Taylor's shoes and he had won best album or best producer of all time or whatever for a year over P. Diddy. And he was like, Diddy, come up on stage. I think you deserve this album award over me. And it shows that he's consistent, but it also shows that Taylor that she can do anything that she wants to do if she puts her mind to it. And it's
Mhm.
great that she used that moment that was supposed to be taken away from her to feel empowered, for her to get back on stage because she didn't have to go back on stage, and thank the crowd and her team for putting everything together. That shows that she overcame that challenge better than what we thought she did. Because sometimes when we have that moment taken away from us, we sometimes feel embarrassed and sometimes
Mhm.
feel ashamed. Like I said, we don't know how she felt, but from what I'm seeing right now and how we're seeing her develop from like a young girl, a young teenager to a full grown woman. And she's living life the best way that she can. And she's living with no regrets, you know?
Mhm.
And I think that's the important thing when it comes to life. It's just living your truth, learning from your mistakes, and just being that genuine person that you can be. And it would be nice to actually like meet her, get a sense of like what goes on inside here. And like I told you, I think she should be on Masterclass,
Mhm.
that course series, and tell people how to songwrite or how to play multiple instruments or finding that confidence on stage after a bad scenario, you
Yeah.
know, because she exudes confidence.
Yeah, she
Uh,
definitely does that.
I think the last category is expectations versus reality. So, what were your expectations for the tour versus you seeing the tour?
Oh, for me, I went there with an open mind, and I definitely did ex would have expect wanted her to do a lot more of her old songs, especially in the country category. It might have happened during in real life, but in the movie they did have to cut a whole lot of stuff. Um, because that was a big monumental moment for her. And there was a few songs that I was like, you're missing a lot of songs that I wanted to hear. But um I don't know. I don't have anything like that in reality because it really everything flew. You got to see Taylor throughout the whole years, and she took you on a journey, and it felt like you were going through the same journey. A lot of, even if it's the heartbreak songs or if the songs that you were like angry at someone, but like, you came back, and she's just saying like it's okay, you can go through it. And then the part her like her 22 songs where it was just like having fun either with your friends or like in a crowd with people and stuff. Yeah, definitely. You get to go through the journey with her, and I love that because you can compare it sometimes to your real life. It might not be something that, oh, I'm experiencing it, but it's also something that I'm like, I can understand it.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. My expectations is that this is going to be a good performance. I never seen her perform outside of award shows, but I'm there with an open mind. I'm not one of those people that be like, I'm a fan of this, I'm a fan of that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very open book. Even if I'm a fan of someone, I'm still critical of what they do because it's all about self-improvement. Because what if they
Yeah.
do something wrong? How can you apply it to your own self? And I
Mm-hmm.
think about that. And a lot of people who don't know my channel, um, I study in documentaries. So this was up right up my alley. And I'm like, okay, let's see how she's going to put this together. Is she going to be talking about her story throughout the video? it just gonna be the full out concert, like 100%? What is the musicality gonna be? I just want to see the artistry in her because I know that she's really talented and she doesn't have any bad songs. I never heard anyone say that they didn't like a song off her album in real life. But when I seen her, I almost said when I seen her in person. I seen the film. I felt connected with her. I think it was like the mixture of the camera angles where you felt like you were on stage walking with her, sweating your stuff. Like the swagger, the warmth that she gives. Some moments you feel like you're about to cry with her. It got really emotional. It got really sexy, like a Britney Spears type of thing or a Janet Jackson type of theme. Costumes. It was just like, she is a true artist. And she's not an entertainer, she's an artist. And to understand the difference between the two is that an entertainer is someone who just wows the crowd. There's like a few tricks, fancy lighting, sound, and all that. That takes away from the art. Now, an artist, this is someone who has a monumental moment that can still have the same impact years later. Kind of like Thriller, Michael Jackson, or Crazy in Love with Beyonce, you know? And I think the Eras Tour embodies that group of art. And yeah, I just like her. She's really good. I would definitely see it again or go see her live next time.
Next time she come in, it definitely does. And like, she like loves her fan, talks to her fan. It makes it feel like she's talking to you one-on-one. And it definitely, you can see that she missed performing in front of people. Like, she, especially like with the pandemic and stuff, she only brought out albums, but she never like went on, she didn't go on tours, she didn't do anything to promote her songs the way she wanted to. So like that definitely this tour, even though it went through all of her basically musical career, it was a dedication of her showing that she missed that interactions with her fans, and she's very much thankful and humble because of her fan. Like, she literally was saying like she couldn't have done this without her fan, and she wants to connect and give her fan that experience and that love that she's receiving. And I feel like you can feel it through the screen, the same way you would feel it through when you're there in the stadium, because like definitely with the camera angles and stuff, it shows different fans, how crazy they were, not really crazy, but like how excited they were to see her and how touched they were. And then you can see it when she's talking and through her eyes, how much she appreciates that and how much she really was looking forward to this tour, and she wanted to show that thankfulness.
And I love the fact that she just focused on one city, and then she had went up to Kobe Bryant's daughter and gave her the hat, gave her the hug, and even backstage, which they didn't show on the film, but she got to interact with the daughter because you know that they're close to the family. And it just brought that real moment. She's just really relatable. She likes to have fun. She likes to do what she does. And we're here for it. So Taylor, if you're watching this, subscribe and definitely reach out to us because we want to meet you in person. So
subscribe and like let us know when you come back in Boston, because we definitely want to come and see you.
I know we feel bad that it rained on you twice out of the 3 times that you came, but it rains a lot here. Maybe an arena tour would be better.
And then like that's something we talked about, how like, you know, the show must go on. And it definitely when it rained here in Boston, she still played her piano, she was in with her guitar, and she was still performing. Like, it was a nice sunny day. And that's what takes like dedication. It shows like she's dedicated to her artistry, to her fan, and she's thankful because like her stadium was packed. Even if it was raining, everybody showed up.
Sure did. All sold out too.
So next time Boston will treat you right and it won't rain.
And I can't
So
wait to
come to
celebrate
Boston.
the album and what the tour is gonna look like and internationally because she's probably gonna do a brand new set.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
we're excited for that.
definitely. She was definitely happy about the US tour. I definitely want to hear it, and I'm gonna like, keep in contact and look online because people were sending videos how it is gonna go on that international stage and international level because I think that's the next tour that she's doing, right?
Hmm. Yeah, it's coming out 2024,
Mhm.
all the way until October, I think.
Yeah. Ooh,
A lot of
that's a
shows.
lot. That's a lot of shows. It was a lot of shows just here being in the States. Imagine like she's going like around the world. That's definitely a lot.
That's powerful. Would you like to share how people can connect with you? And also just keep note, we're gonna do a Renaissance tour review as well once that documentary comes out.
Mhm.
So I want you guys, if you made it this far, write in the comments Eris tour if you've seen it or if you enjoyed this video. Definitely subscribe and like this.
Mhm.
I want to do more review videos like this because it's something unique and it's something exciting and something different, you know?
Yeah, this is definitely fun. Thank you so much for like inviting me into it. I had so much fun and it's motivating me to start my channel. You guys can connect with me and find me. I'll go by African Princess on Instagram and also on TikTok. I'm starting my TikTok back. TikTok is usually just me videos just goofing off, being funny, and then my Instagram is just taking pictures, especially if I go out. That's why I can't wait to start my channel. It's like me going out or having fun or like traveling. Oop. So you guys can find me at African Princess.
Okay. Yeah, definitely follow her. I'll put all her links in the description box and follow me on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Clubhouse at BPerryFilms. There will be more content coming up soon, and I want you guys to sign up for my email list. I have a surprise announcement that I'm announcing on December the 11th, and I want you all to be participating in that. And definitely subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. And thank you, Emmanuella. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
You too. Thank you for inviting me. Bye, guys.